If you don't know my story already, I basically gained 50 pounds in 2 years without putting any fat on my body. When I was 16, weighing it at 455 pounds, I was quite shredded, honestly. Like, my starting physique wasn't that bad. But now, 2 years later, weighing it at 205 pounds, I am, if anything, more shredded than what I used to be. And I never cut it during my bulk. During those 2 years, yeah, there's been times where I actually kind of made gain because, I mean, my bulk wasn't as strong, but I never actually intentionally cut it. Now, this meant I always looked good and I never needed to cut, so I didn't need to waste my time going on body recomposition, on cut, so I look better and I can actually start bulking again. I could just keep on bulking, and the muscle, the mass I was putting on was instantly visible. Since I was already lean, every time I would put muscle on my body, I would see it instantly. It's not hidden by some fat. And I achieved these results by lean bulking. On the internet, you see guys talking about bulking hard, about dirty bulking and just putting on as much weight as possible. But what you also see is them getting fatter and fatter and then needing a cut. So dirty bulking is completely useless. So in this video, I'll share with you exactly what I did to lean bulk. And you're gonna figure out that it's actually pretty easy when you're a skinny guy. The first actionable step is to actually go on this website called Calorie Counter. And you're gonna fill out everything that's listed. So your height, your weight, your age, your sex, and your activities. And you're gonna find out what your main gain calorie intake is. Now, on that amount, on your main gain calorie intake amount, you want to add only 300 calories. Now, this will ensure you that you are in this anabolic state to build on as much muscle as possible while still putting on as least fat as possible, or even no fat. To know if you're hitting your calorie goal, what you're gonna want to do is either track your calorie. But if you're like me, you don't really like doing this, you want to actually track daily your weight. Every single morning should be the first thing you do. When you're fully fasted and you're at your lightest, weight yourself every single day. Now, this 300 calorie surplus is going to ensure you that you don't put on too much fat, but it's also going to ensure you that you're gaining about 0.5 pounds per week. Now, week to week can be kind of confusing to see if you actually gain 0.5 pounds. But basically, from a month to another, you want to gain 2 pounds. What I do usually is every single day I weigh myself, and I kind of know now if I ate a lot or if I didn't. When I ate a lot on a certain day, on the next day I'm going to be heavier, right? If I do that every single day where I eat a lot, I'm going to be in a big calorie surplus. So what I do is, if I saw that during the whole week I gained more than half a pound, kind of slack down on the eating. But that's not usually something I need to do. Usually I just eat right enough to gain 0.5 pound. And if anything, sometimes I don't gain that 0.5 pound. And when that happens, I actually bump up the 300 calorie surplus to 500. So if you're not gaining weight, add 200 calorie. And if you're gaining too much weight, and it could happen, reduce by 200 calorie. I made many videos on how to actually bulk, how to actually eat more. So if that is your struggle, I'd refer you to this video called How to Build Muscle as a Skinny Guy. Instead of talking on how to actually bulk, I'm going to tell you what you should actually eat. Now, you probably heard this myth all over again that calories are calories, that calories are equal. Well, they are not equal. Eating McDonald's is not going to give you the same amount of gains than eating steak, even though those two might have the same amount of calories. That's not how it works. There's some calories, some high quality calories that are better for you than some low quality calories. Let's say you're eating ice cream, it's not going to be the same as if you were eating fruits and vegetables. So here are the tactics you can actually start using tomorrow. Now, the first one is to eat enough protein. What is enough protein? Usually what I like doing is aiming for a little bit too much protein, so I make sure I'm eating enough protein that way, right? So what I like doing is eating simple. 1 gram of protein per pound. You probably heard that one before. So for me, it's around 200 grams of protein. And I'm sure that with 200 grams of protein, my protein synthesis is going to be maxed because it has been shown that you only need 0.8 grams of protein per pound. But I like being on the higher side. The second thing you can do is actually eat as clean as possible. Now, not only is this going to ensure you don't put too much fat, it's also going to make you healthier. It's going to increase your testosterone, you're going to feel better, and it's going to lead to more growth in the long term. But I know eating more can be a struggle. Now, what you can do is basically progressively overload your eating. So just like in the gym, when you're trying to get bigger, you start pushing more and more weight, pushing heavier weight. Well, let's say you have a horrible diet. Try to eat one meal that is cleaner, and maybe every single week, maybe when you go to grocery, you buy different types of food to actually make them healthier for you. And if it is possible, try to eat your carbs around your workout. Now, this is the third tip, and basically when you eat your carbs before and after the workout, you basically kind of max out your glycogen, leaving you with more energy, leading you to more gains. What I really like doing is before the gym, maybe have a bowl of pasta with a fruit, something like that, and after the gym, another bowl of pasta. Super simple like that. It don't need to be too much carbs, because I mean, sometimes when you eat too much before the workout, you feel bad. And maybe sometimes after the workout, you don't want to eat that much. But if you can, instead of eating your carbs like 6 hours before and after your workout, try to squeeze them so they're like 1 or 2 hours close to your workout. Now that's it for the eating tips. With all of those, you should be set to lean bulk. When lean bulking, make sure you're tracking your weight and all of that, but you don't want to overdo it. Instead, if for some period of time you actually start main gaining, that's not too bad, because it's during those main gaining parts of your bulk where, let's say, you've not gained weight for like 2 weeks. In those time, you're not gaining weight, you're burning fat and building muscle, but it's kind of slow. So instead, what we like doing is being in this anabolic state for most of the time, where we're actually gaining muscle at the maximum amount because of this 300 calorie surplus. Focus on being in this 300 calorie surplus. Don't overdo it, don't underdo it. Track your weight daily to make sure you're not doing either of those. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it brought you value. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me, where we basically hop on calls and stuff like that, it's gonna be the first link in the description. And if you'd be interested in watching me and my little bros just next door work out together, we basically post all of our workouts on this second channel called Anabolic Monkeys. Very fun, full of motivation and testosterone. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.